The trap that's stealing your retirement years. Now, they told you work until you're 65, save your money, and you'll live happily ever after. But what if I told you that 78% of retirees say they wish they had retired differently? Look, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking about retirement, or maybe you're already there, or something just doesn't feel right. You did everything you were supposed to do. You saved, you planned, and you followed all of the traditional advice. But here's what nobody tells you: the traditional retirement model was designed for a world that no longer exists. When Social Security was created in 1935, the average life expectancy was only 61 years old. Today, it's up to 78, and it's climbing every year. This means you could spend 20 to 30 years in retirement. And that's not just a few extra golden years. That's an entire second lifetime. But here's the problem, and it's about to blow your mind. The biggest threat to retirement isn't running out of money, it's running out of purpose. And the traditional sit on the porch and do nothing retirement is actually killing people faster than working too long. According to research from Harvard Business School, people who retire without a clear purpose are 40% more likely to experience depression and have a 23% higher risk of heart disease. Now, the Institute on Aging found that retirees who maintain a meaningful activities life live an average of 7 years longer than those who don't. Now, let me share the three hidden costs of traditional retirement that no one talks about. And I've learned these the hard way after working thousands of hours, is what it seems like. Okay. Um, I've learned this from working with some retirees on my channel and my own personal experience. Let's get started with the hidden cost. Number one, identity crisis. For 40 years, when someone asked you, what do you do? You had an answer. You were a teacher, an engineer, or a manager. Suddenly, you're what? A retiree? That's not an identity. That's just a status. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that 67% of new retirees experience what they call retirement syndrome, a loss of identity that can last somewhere around 2 to 5 years. Now, let's talk about hidden cost number two: relationship strain. Now, here's something nobody warns you about. Spending 24/7 with your spouse after decades of structured separation can be a shock. Marriage counselors report 35% increase in divorce filings in the first 2 years of retirement. Why? Because couples have learned how to get along together without the structure of work. And it's something they have to work on every single day. Now, hidden cost number three: the health decline. The Mayo Clinic published a study showing that people who retire without maintaining physical and mental challenges experience cognitive decline of 40% faster than those who stay engaged. Now, your brain needs to be challenged and stay healthy. And binge watching Netflix, sorry guys, that just doesn't count. Now, let's talk about the new retirement model. So, what's the solution? It's what I call the discovery years approach. And it's based on three pillars that successful retirees have used to thrive, not just survive. Instead of retiring from something, you need to retire to something. Now, one thing that they all have in common is a main sense of purpose in your life. This doesn't mean you need to start another career. It could be mentoring a young professional. Or what about volunteering for a cause you care about? Or finally, writing that book you've been thinking about for 20 plus years. Here's the paradox of retirement: You need structure to enjoy your freedom. What? Structure? That's what I thought retirement was all about. But no, my friends, it is true. You need structure to enjoy your freedom. The happiest retirees create what researchers call a structured flexibility. Something that took me a long time to learn, but I finally did. See, even with me, you can teach an old dog new tricks. They have routines and commitments, but they control their own schedule. Now, Stanford Center on Longevity found that retirees who maintain a structured routine are 60% more likely to report high life satisfaction compared to those with no structure at all. Your learning doesn't stop at 65. In fact, it should never stop. Neuroscientist Dr. Michael Mintz research shows that the brain remains plastic throughout life. Yes, I said plastic. That's his term. You can literally rewire your brain by learning new skills, even in your 80s and 90s. The most successful retirees I've worked with are constantly learning. They're learning new languages, new technology, hobbies, or skills. They're not trying to stay younger. They're trying to stay growing. Now, number three, this is really important, guys. This is your action plan. So, how do you actually implement this? Well, here's your 90-day action plan for transforming your retirement from surviving to striving. All right, let's start off. Days number 1 through 30. That is your discovery phase. Now, spend the first month discovering what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what activities make you lose track of time? What problems in the world do you want to help solve? Or what if you've always wanted to learn, but you never had the time for? Create what I call purposeful inventory. Write it down, purposeful inventory. And you write down everything that energizes you, everything that drains you, and everything you've always wanted to try. Remember that bucket list? This is where you put it in. Now, days 31 to 60 are what I call your design phase. Now, how does your design phase work? Well, it's not your ideal vacation or your ideal regular week. It's how much time for health and fitness, how much for relationships, how much for learning something new, and most importantly, how much for contributing to others. Now, the key here is balance. Research from the University of Michigan shows that the happiest retirees spend about 30% of their time on health and wellness, 30% on relationships, 25% on purposeful activities, and 15% on pure leisure. I know you didn't expect only 15%, but this is based on research. Now, your days 61 to 90, implementation phase. You guys are going to start small, but please start now. Start today. Pick one purposeful activity and commit to it for 90 days. Now, what can you do? Well, join a group, join an organization, learn a new skill. Maybe you wanted to learn how to cook a dish. Maybe you wanted to learn Spanish or Italian. Okay. It's all about momentum. It's not about perfection. Now, I know some of you are thinking, it sounds like work, and I'm tired of working, Mark. But listen, I get it. But here's the difference, guys. This time, you're in control. You choose what matters to you. You set your own schedule. You decide how much or how little to commit. Or maybe you're thinking, well, I can't afford to do all this stuff. Well, guys, the truth is, many of the most fulfilling retirement activities cost very little at all. Mentoring is free. Volunteering is free. Learning through online courses, your local library, well, guess what? That's free as well. Okay. The real question isn't whether you can afford to do this, it's whether you can afford not to do it. because the cost of a purposeful retirement isn't just measured in happiness, it's measured in years of life. So important. So, guys, if you're ready to transform your retirement from surviving to thriving, click on the box up above and see some digital products now available and more coming each month on our website, seniornetwork.info. That's seniornetwork.info. Now, these aren't just simple concepts, they're practical, step by step guides based on real research and real results from thousands of successful retirees. All right, my friends, my name's Mark with Senior Network, crypto for seniors and retirement for seniors. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.